Hello everybody, this is Max, and I'm going to be showing you how to proxy Magic the Gathering cards. So first off, I just kind of want to talk about proxying. My friend group uh, decided that we want to get more involved with Commander. We each had like one deck amongst each of us, and it got kind of boring and repetitious playing the same decks over and over again. So we decided we would just figure this out, how to proxy, and not have to pay for cards so that we can play in our own group. We've known each other for a long time, and we understood that, spending money on cards isn't great, especially since most of us were college students. So I found this really easy way to do it, and I figured I would share it in case anyone else was interested. Um, so there's basically three things that you kind of need to do this. You need a web browser. So I guess two things: web browser and Microsoft Paint. So you want to find whatever deck list you're gonna proxy. I usually try to find at least some cards that I have, or maybe share in another deck. That way I don't have to use as much ink when I'm printing, and have less proxies in a deck. But that's entirely at your discretion. And also scryfall.com is where I get all my card images from. Um, and then Microsoft Paint, there is this file that I will be sharing with this video, called cardpage.png that I made. Basically, it's got borders for all the cards. The outside edges are 1 pixel of black, and then these inside ones are 2 pixels, and that's kind of important. You'll see the cards will each cover 1 pixel on each side, so it should cover half the black lines on the inner lines and both lines on the outsides. So I guess I'll just start into it. Scryfall is where I get my nice crisp images. So I'll show you how I used to do it is I would look up the card that I want. So we'll just do the first one, Aethros, God of Passage. It'll pop up. You just copy image, go back into your thing, and paste it. And you'll see it's really, really large. So scale it down a little bit like that. And you can see, let me zoom in here, that it covers half of this black line right here. But as I zoom in, you can see it's kind of bad quality. When it prints, it's going to look just like that, pretty much, kind of crappy. So how I do it now, or the way I've learned recently, is if you just type in Athros. I know there's at least two cards that have Athros in the name, so it'll pop up all of these. And I want this one, God of Passage. So I'm just going to copy it from here and then paste it in here, and it is a perfect fit. And when I zoom in, you see it's not as bad. The letters are nice and clear, as much as it can be zoomed in this close, but it's very nicely put. So what if it's not Athros and there's more than that? So a common one I do is Command Tower. So if I put in command, there's a bunch of command. You could do command plus T, and it'll make it only the cards with the letters command and T. And you can find it right here. That's one way to do it, or you can just search through. It depends on how patient you are. So maybe, let's see, are there multiple artists? There is. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out this page. Actually, I'll just do this one so that you can see how you can just match it up as best as you can, and then you can use your arrow keys to bump it 1 pixel at a time. And then you see there's no more black line here because this one's covering that other half, and then there is one here and here. So yeah, you want to fill this up with all of your cards that you need. Multiple pages. Make sure you save it as a different page than this, otherwise you'll overwrite it and you won't have these nice black lines to follow. But that's pretty basic stuff. One thing with Scryfall is if you want to find tokens, what you have to do is type is :token, and then it'll pop up all the tokens, and then you can do a space bar and put, as you can see in my thing, like you can put fairy. I'm spelling it wrong. It'll pop up all the fairy tokens and stuff like that. And then if you need like a planeswalker emblem, you do layout : emblem, And then you can, of course, put it like a Johnny, which is the first one that pops up, and it'll show up all the Johnny emblems. Yeah, so that's how you get the cards into the image. And then one thing that is very important is how you print it. So you're going to go here and you want to go to print, but you actually want to go to page setup. First thing you want to do here is in the orientation, hit portrait, and you'll see it looks nice here, but it actually is going to print on it's not going to print well. So you want to hit adjust to, and for my computer, my setup, and my printer, it's 49%. So you might need to play around with it, but basically it should look like this, where you can see this dotted line is where the margins are, and the hard black line is your page. So you can see it's cut off a little bit at the bottom, so it's going to print on 2 pages. How to change that is I just change it to 0.2, and it'll make it so that the margins are outside of it, and as long as the sides kind of match up perfectly with the dotted line, then it will be the correct size for your cards. So the top and bottom don't matter as much as the sides do. So you want to make the sides match the dotted line. And then you can see I have a little space at the bottom, but that's fine. It just makes it a little easier when I'm cutting it out. So I'm gonna hit OK, and then from here, you can just go and print it. One note on that is for each page that you're doing, you have to reset up the print. So make sure you don't forget that, otherwise you'll be wasting ink, you'll be wasting paper. You have to set it up every single time. And that's pretty much it for my proxies. It's very simple. I can try to pull up, hold on, let me see. Oh, that's why, that's in the way. All right, so I can pull up an example of a full page here. See, all 9 cards are in here, and then you just print it out. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy. Oh, one thing I did want to touch on. Not all playgroups are okay with proxies, and not all public spaces are, like local game stores and stuff, are okay with proxies, especially if you don't let them know. So if you want to kind of avoid any issues, what you can do is in Paint, up here, click on this A, and you'll make a new text box. And what you can do is change this to a nice bold font. I don't know why that's not working. There we go. Like Gothic, bold, red, and you can type in proxy, hit enter, and click out of it, and then come over here and select that word proxy. Then Control C to copy it. You can delete that now, and then Control V, and then you can just grab it and move it over each card. That way, because these will come out pretty high quality. It's going to be hard to tell that they're a proxy unless you get really up close to them. So if you just do that, then, no worries. My playgroup doesn't, because like I said, we're not concerned about proxies. We don't really care as long as everyone's having fun, type of thing. So yeah, that's all you have to do for that. Hope you all enjoy your games, and maybe I'll catch you next time.